Hello and welcome back to the tutorial on robotic process automation using UiPath. In this session, we will try to work with the while loop. Let us understand why we will be using the while loop. In order to iterate through the similar set of statements or similar set of activities with a predefined condition, we will be making use of while loop. Okay, so whenever the condition is true, it is going to execute the set of activities present inside the loop. So whenever the condition fails, it is going to stop. Okay, so with this, let us try to work with the example on while loop. Let us try to print a list of numbers using the while loop. Okay, so let us jump to the UiPath Studio. Okay, and I have already created a sequence for the example on while. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do here is ask the user to input a number, and then we should be able to print the set of numbers between 1 and the number inputted by the user. Okay, so for that, let me use a simple input dialog activity at the first place. Okay, so here let me give a title. Okay, so here again I'll say number, and here I'll say enter a number, and let us try to store it in one particular variable. Okay, so let me go to the variables panel and create a variable. Here I'll say number, and let us change the variable type to int32, and we will be using the same variable here to store the value. Okay, so the next task is to iterate through and then print the numbers from 1 to the number entered by the user. Okay, so in order to do that, we should have a variable with an initialized value being 1. Okay, so for that, let us use a simple assign activity here. Okay, and let me create a variable by clicking here with Ctrl plus K. Okay, so here I'll name it as I. Okay, and let us assign it with a value of 1. Okay, now, so there is some sort of error here, so we should be correcting it here in the variables panel, because the variable that we have created is of type string and the value that we have given is integer. So that's why we need to convert the variable type to int32. Okay, so we are done. Now the next thing is to loop through. So for that, let us use the while loop. Okay, let us use this while loop. Let me drag and drop here. Okay, so here we need to specify the condition. Okay, so here we will say I less than or equal to the number. Okay, so whenever this condition is true, then we shall repeat the set of activities that we are going to add in the body section. Okay, so when the value of I is certainly less than or equal to the number that is entered by the user, we should be able to repeatedly print those numbers. Okay, so for that, let us use a simple write line activity, which is going to write the numbers in the console window. Okay, so here let us try to print the value of I. Okay, so again it is going to give you an error because the write line activity is going to write the content in the console window in the form of string. So that's why whatever the value that we have here should be converted to string. So that can be converted with dot toString method. Okay, so there is a method to convert the integer to string. Okay, to string. Okay, so let us use this dot toString. Okay, now the next thing is we should be able to increment the value of I, because every time we come inside the body of the loop, the value of I should be increased, so that next time it is going to check for the condition and then it should stop at some point of time. Okay, so that's why we will be using another assign activity here after this write line activity, and here we will say I is equal to I plus 1. Okay, every time it is going to increment the value. Okay, so let us save this and execute the workflow and see the output in the console window. Okay, so we can observe it here in the output window, or you can say console, wherein the values of the workflow will be displayed. Okay, it starts from 1 and it is going to print till the number that we are going to enter. Okay, so the debugging has started. Now the execution has started. Now it is asking for us to enter a number. So let us enter a number, say 20. Okay. So let us enter a number 20 and say OK. And now it will try printing everything in the console window. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and so on. Right? Till it reaches the condition, till the condition is true, it is going to type. It is going to print everything in the output window. Okay. So now it has stopped. Okay. And let us execute it one more time and give another number. This time let us give it as, say, 10. Okay, and then say OK. And now it starts printing the values in the output window one by one. Okay. Yes. So it has printed till 1 to 10. So this is how we need to make use of while loop to iterate through and do the activities that we would like to do. Thank you.